In this tutorial, I will show you how to create a new machine learning model with H2O's Driverless AI. From their website, press sign in. Then you can sign in with your username and password. After which you can go to H2O AI Cloud Trial. And then at the top, my AI engines. Here on the left, Driverless AI. You might see a previous instance running already if you've used this before. Terminate that instance, as with the trial you are only allowed one instance at a time. We will skip the waiting because this can take a little while. Then when you have no instances running, launch a new instance. You want to make sure that your instance name meets the requirements. Then you can launch instance. Waiting also takes a little while in this next part. We will skip this as well. Once your instance is running, you can go into your instance and then upload a dataset. From here, you can look at summary statistics of your dataset. Each of these columns corresponds to a different variable, such as age, or blood pressure, or risk level. Here you can see different types of summary statistics, such as the mean. Close this. Also do visualizations. When they're ready, you can look at different types of plots and graphs. As an example, we will look at the histograms. You can look at histograms for different variables. If you're not sure what a graph represents, you can press the help button to receive an explanation of what the graph does. Then you can go back to your dataset by pressing twice, and then go to split your data. You would split the data in training data and test data. Here our target variable is risk level, and we want to have a 70-30 split. Then, looking at your training data, you can do predictions. Here the target variable is risk level. You can also add a display name, though that is not critical. Then looking at the options, you can also change accuracy, time, and interpretability, as well as what method of scoring performance the model will focus on. For now, you don't need to change any of these settings and simply launch experiment. This next part takes quite a while to complete, depending on your data and your challenge. For this tutorial, we will skip the waiting. Once the model is done, then you should see this sort of screen. Bottom right, you can also see your confusion matrix, which shows actual observations for each category versus what the model predicts. Down the middle, you can see the correctly predicted observations. Then we want to interpret the model, default settings. This next part can also take a while to load. Then on the top right, it will show you how many visualizations are still running compared to how many are done. You can leave this to run by itself until all of the visualizations have completed running. We will skip this as well. Once it's done, you should see all done and 0 running. Then you can look at the different types of visualizations. Usually I look at original feature performance to see which variables were the most important in determining your outcome, your target variable. Then going back to the main screen, You can also see how the model now does compared to test data. Here you see a similar confusion matrix, but compared with the test data now, as well as performance scores of your model, again using the test data. If you want, you can download predictions into a CSV file that you can open in Excel. Then using some of the features of Excel, you can make the CSV observations more readable in Excel. Here then you have in the first column the actual risk level for each of the observations, and then in the next three columns the probability that this observation is in column for each row. For example, it was high risk and our model weighs high risk at 90% probability. Then you can go back again to the main screen, then go to download predictions for the training data if you would like, as well as download a report that is automatically generated. The report describes the modeling process in quite a lot of detail. It is good as a reference, though not required for you to read for these challenges. Then that's it for the tutorial. Good luck with the challenges.